Good morning, Frank Watkins. It is the 2nd of December with Friday, the 1st of December's broadcast. Just looking at the All Ords, we closed today at 7285. We were up 26 for the week. Last week's close was 7259. Just looking at the All Ords, not hard to decipher the potential for a head and shoulder bottom here. So we could draw a neckline across this. I think we've got to break about 7350 to break the neckline, and we would measure a profit target from roughly this point down to here and add it once we break, and that would give you a target for the All Ords. There certainly appears to be let's let's be gentle and say an upward bias at the moment. Yesterday was a good recovery. We were as low as 7254 and finished 7285, so 31 from the low. That was a good recovery, particularly given that it was a Friday. Now, just looking at gear, which tracks the All Ords, very similar and very similar pattern, as it should be. There's no surprises there, but again, a decent sort of upward bias. Head and shoulder target on gear would give us a target around $25, $26, so that would be a very nice Christmas rally to have. A couple of stocks that we'll have a look at. BOE. Uranium still just tapering off. It's not dying, but as with, where are we, URA, the Global X Uranium ETF is performing better than BOE, DYL, our other uranium stock, and URNM. URNM is holding, but I tend to think that the URA just looks a touch better. So keep an eye on those ETFs for uranium as well as BOE and DYL. Now, there's a couple of other stocks I want to look at. CXO. This is quite amazing, actually, to see CXO lithium down at 27 cents and fading. There's no decent outlook right at the moment for CXO. Santos, to check an oil stock, looking very, very weak, and I think oil was down again a bit on Friday night. So nothing there in the oil, and also WDS, nothing there. I'll just bring in a bit more data on WDS. We are potentially touching some sort of double bottom at the moment, but it's a pretty thin statement to say that this is a double bottom. Time will tell, I guess. Now, may as well look at a couple of the others. Commonwealth, whoops. See what's happening. CBA. Commonwealth actually looking pretty strong, which is interesting. Depends on how you look at the mortgage belt. The Commonwealth has the biggest mortgage book out of all of the banks. I guess if it's moved its rates from 2% to 6 or 7%, it should be doing pretty well out of the rate rises. The other bank to look at is Westpac, and Westpac not faring anywhere nearly as well as the Commonwealth. Quick check in on the NAB, and NAB probably looking a bit better than Westpac, but not exactly racing away. Okay, one that came up during the week that looks really interesting is CU6. Healthcare, pharmaceuticals. We have no dividend. Take this back to 6 months. And we can quite comfortably call that a saucer with the typical retracement to the breakout and then breaking again on Thursday. So there's one there to keep an eye on. I do like healthcare and pharmaceuticals. When they move, they tend to move, but they can move just as quickly in the wrong direction. MSB probably fits into that category. You can see the lumps and bumps, the downward moves on MSB. So when things go wrong, they go very, very wrong. Let's look at 5 years. This has been a $6 stock and now it's a 40-cent stock. However, I do think on the daily chart it looks healthy. Bear in mind, would need checking. There is no data there for the 1st of December, may be suspended. Need to have a good look at that, but keep an eye on Mesoblast. Now, I've done a couple of other stocks. De Grey. De Grey is shaping up really well. We've had a significant low here, high, low, and breakout, gapped up. I think gold was pretty strong in the US last night, so I'd expect a lot out of the goldies on Monday, but De Grey looks pretty healthy right at the moment. NST, same sort of thing. Could possibly argue shoulder, head, shoulder, breakout, gap. There's a lot of things going on with the NST chart. GOR, again, we had a gap up, breakout, $1.95. We've got to get through the $2 level really on GOR. But again, if I'm right, I think that could happen pretty quickly on Monday. And there's another one been creeping along for quite some time, Red. We've had experience with this thing in the past. And not a pleasant experience, but the last 6-12 months have been pretty handy for those who are in there. Now, I did a scan earlier on. I'll just run through the setup, patterns and events, and nothing in the patterns. 8-day breakup. Volume increase 4 days, OBV 21% above 3 days ago, volume 300% above yesterday, price range from $0 to $10, ignoring results that have value of less than $250,000 traded, and ignore results that have volume less than 250,000. Now, interestingly, having done this scan most days, the results today is showing 184, whereas only a couple of days ago we were just showing about 110, 115. So there's a lot more stocks heading north at the moment than there has been for a while. Stocks that came up in that scan, IMD. I just think we're breaking roughly at these levels. Maybe we got as high as $1.87 on Friday, $1.80 close, perhaps a break of $1.90, certainly adding to a position on a break of $2. I think $2 is the big barrier here because of these levels over here. If we get through $2, it would be pretty good stuff. Very good OBV, decent volume. There's a bit to like about IMD. ESS. this is another one I'm really just interested on what this does. Whoops, 26th of October 23. So we'll cancel that. Clearly either in a halt or a name change somewhere along the line. Next one was MAY, Malvana Energy, and again I'm just looking at a tiddler. I'm probably tempted to buy a little bit at 7.4, 7.5, but add to the position on a break of 8. But that structure there's a bit to like. It's not a fantastic chart, but little rise in on-balance volume, a little bit of volume coming into it could be interesting just for that tiddler. And I have mentioned it, but MSB again, just don't take your eyes off that one. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that, and hope you all have a good weekend. I'll talk to you next week. Cheers.